Today, we are answering the question that nobody asked, but everybody wants to know. Which Bob is superior? And in turn, which burger is superior? Let's do our basic due diligence first. Both of these characters are amazing fry cooks.
He calls it the meat saya. It's beef tartare inside a burger, medium well inside a burger Wellington.
Is Dad gonna die?
Maybe, honey, maybe.
Both of them love their jobs. And
I get to start this wonderful day bringing life to a whole new generation of delicious Krabby Patties.
And because they love their jobs, by default, their food is incredible. No one is doubting this. Both of these burgers are really good burgers. The appeal of the Krabby Patty comes mainly around its hype. It's very secretive. No one actually knows what goes into the Krabby Patty. The fry cook who makes the Krabby Patty forgets the recipe every single time he makes it. Like, he's got a function in his brain that makes him forget it just to keep it as secretive as it is, which is insane. But it adds to this, it's just got this insane aura around it. And and every time you try it, it's worth the hype. People come from around, all around Bikini Bottom. Not just in Bikini Bottom. People come from different regions to come and try this burger.
The only people who don't like a Krabby Patty have never tasted one!
And even Squidward, who had never tried a Krabby Patty, said he hated Krabby Patties, saying that it's just not for him, and that whole episode that happened, was obsessed with Krabby Patties by the end of it after he tried it.
Yes, I admit it, SpongeBob! I love Krabby Patties!
So Krabby Patties are actually, there's a very strong argument that Krabby Patties are just divine. So good to the point that Mr. Krabs has a nemesis. Do you know how good you have to make a burger to have a nemesis? But he's got Plankton constantly trying to steal this Krabby Patty formula.
When I discover your formula for Krabby Patties, I'll run you out of business. I went to college!
And there's no loyalty around this. Whenever, people of Bikini Bottom, they don't care where their Krabby Patties come from. They don't care if it comes from the Krusty Krab or it comes from the Chum Bucket. And we've seen this.
I got it at the Chum Bucket. Plankton's giving them away free with every Krabby Patty.
Chum Bucket? Free? Krabby Patty? Plankton? Giving? With?
We've seen it, and Plankton knows this as well. There's no loyalty to the Krusty Krab, but there is loyalty to this burger. Even if there's just the blatant theft of the recipe, blatant theft of this burger, no one cares. They will go where this burger is.
Who is that fine babe?
And that just speaks volumes for how intense in flavor it must be, and how appealing it is, and how it lives up to the hype that we can give it. So I'm just gonna make up a point system. Point to Patty. Point to Patty. Bob's burgers. His burgers are authentic, and you feel comfort, and you feel at home, and he loves what he does, and you can feel almost his soul in everything that he makes.
Acting weird!
No, you're acting weird.
You just put mustard on me! I'm not supposed to have mustard!
I know what you have on you. I invented you.
Oh!
And he makes a burger of the day. And there's so much thought behind each burger. And there's so much love and care behind each burger, no matter what. He never phones it in. You are going to taste good quality food, because he doesn't, and he says this many times, he doesn't cut corners on quality either.
Don't feed a guy a horse, Bobby.
He doesn't have a nemesis like Plankton who's trying to steal his formula, but he does have a rival in Jimmy Pesto.
This obsession with him.
I'm not obsessed with him.
Yeah, you are. You're both obsessed. It's like you guys are stalking each other.
And even his rival, actually, both rivals agree. They agree that these people make a superior burger. The greatest compliment you can get from your enemy, I guess. With Bob specifically, there was an episode where Jimmy Pesto actually recommended Bob to cater an event. So he put him forward to cater an event because he knew Bob's Burgers was so good that it would make him look good just by giving that recommendation. And that is praise from Caesar. His landlord, Mr. Fishoda, constantly gets him to cater events for him.
You are an artist, a beef artist, a beef artist.
And you know, he only likes high class things, obviously, like he's a man of high status and high society, as well as the fact that Bob's Burgers actually brought a couple together as well.
Are you crying already?
It's just, this is all because of our food. They'll be telling their grandchildren about us.
And Bob gets really invested in the fact that his burgers brought this couple together.
Our burgers were their Cupid. Gotta give Farrah and what's his name a perfect reception to prove my job's not stupid.
Is that an exaggeration? Not in this video. Point to Bob. Where Bob is clearly superior is innovation. The Krabby Patty is an unchanged formula that has existed for eons, for however long the Krabby Patty has existed, but the Krabby Patty formula is unchanged. Whereas Bob is someone who will keep reinventing himself over and over and over again. This is the Bob's Burgers recipe book. It has, last I counted, 71 different recipes that Bob that have existed in episodes that Bob has put up on the board as the burger of the day. Burger of the day, which means at least in a year, as the restaurant's been open forever, but at least in a year, he is putting up 365 new recipes. I don't know why there's only 71 in here, but it's fine. Because he's doing it. You know, we don't even get to see all of them. We don't even deserve to enjoy all of them. You should get 71 points just for that, quite honestly. And it's not even that he's just putting recipes out there. His recipes are funny, okay? He puts a lot of thought and effort into it. There was a whole episode based on him thinking about a joke for the burger of the day. The man deserves his flowers. He deserves his credit. But jokes as good as Rest in Peas burger, that's funny. Funny. Or Unintended Consequences burger, that's quite good. That's quite good. You know what? Jesus is born burger. I'm gonna stop reading the puns. But innovation. When SpongeBob tried to innovate, he invented the Pretty Patty, which is you're taking the Krabby Patty and you're adding color to it so that it turns into something else entirely. Well, it's still the same formula, it's still the same Krabby Patty, but at the same time, he's added color to it so that it's a bit more aesthetic. And this was actually a very successful venture, and we'll go into that later. However, his first example of innovation turned into a mess because it just ended up staining people's faces and bodies and tongues.
Your dumb Pretty Patties turned my face purple!
Look what I got under me, cute!
And look at our tongues!
However, the Pretty Patty episode really opened up this floodgate, which I didn't expect. Which is, I was thinking about, which burger is more cost effective, and it depends which way you want to look at it. I'll put up the prices for both of them. The Krabby Patty is more cost effective, but we have to first determine which price we're going to go off for the Krabby Patty. So if we go off the movie, the Krabby Patty costs $1, and with cheese $1.99.
$101 for a Krabby Patty? With cheese, Mr. Squidward, with cheese.
There's no, I guess, inflation is suspended in these fictional realms. To live in such a world. Okay, back to the point. back to the point. Bob's Burgers, it costs $5 for a regular burger, $5.95 for the burger of the day, and then 50p extra for cheap. 50p, yeah. 50 cents extra for 50 cents extra for cheese. A more confusing price range to consider, and I really do want someone to explain this to me. Maybe I'm overthinking it, and I am not one to overthink a cartoon. Jeez. So there's this still, I'll put this picture up, where the Krabby Patty costs $2.99. It costs $2.99, and with cheese it costs $3.99. Still cheaper than Bob's. Point, if I'm still giving out points at this point, but still cheaper than what Bob is charging for his burgers, which is fine. But $2.99 and $3.99. But then underneath that, it says that a combo costs $3.99, and it says that like Krabby fries costs $2.99. Now I'm confused. What comes in a combo? Because I'm assuming a combo is going to be fries and a drink and the patty. Now let's just say even if it's like $2.99, like if you're getting fries with that, it's coming out to you get me? Like, why is it that a Krabby Patty with cheese is $3.99 and a combo is $3.99? That doesn't make sense to me. Surely it should be, I don't know, maybe it should be $4.99, maybe it should be $5.99, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, whatever the prices should be, it just doesn't make sense to me, the price of fries and the price of the burger. I just don't know if that's something someone has missed. I don't know if I'm missing something. I'm sorry for this tangent, but he's not a bad businessman, so I'm very confused by how this has just slipped through the cracks. Because he could be making more money off the combos. Why is it like, or me as a customer, I would think I'm cheating the system. I'll always go for the combo then if it costs the same as a Krabby Patty with cheese. You know? Make it make sense. Back on track. So the population of Bikini Bottom is 538. We know this when SpongeBob, I think it's an episode called Idiot Boy, and SpongeBob then leaves town and he changes the population from 538 to 537.
Welcome to Bikini Bottom. Population 538. Minus 1.
So let's just say Bikini Bottom's population is 538 with everyone together, right? Now, when the whole Pretty Patty mishap happens, there's this scene, well, there's this clip where this guy has a glow-in-the-dark tongue and he basically says, "We want a refund."
What's wrong with you?
We want our money back. All 46,853 of us.
A refund for 46,853 people. And I was just sitting there looking at those numbers, and part of me is thinking that, okay, if the population for Bikini Bottom is 538 people, and you've got about like close to 47,000 people that have shown up to try the Pretty Patty, obviously there's some hype around the Krabby Patty in general. It does make you think that the Krabby Patty is superior because of the sheer volume of people that it's bringing in. And I ran the numbers actually as to how much that refund would cost him based on the Krabby Patty, the $2.99, the $3.99, and even the inflated $101. And I'm just gonna put my math on the screen for that. Bob could not even dream of those numbers. It's not even in his vicinity to bring in numbers like that. So I feel like we're tied, if I'm doing my math correctly, we're tied like 2 for 2 right now as to who's more superior. Let's also not forget both burgers have had their controversy. There have been theories thrown around for a very long time that the Krabby Patty is made out of crab meat. There are theories that the Krabby Patty is made out of whale meat, which is why Mr. Krabs has a whale for a daughter that he's just basically grooming her to then use her, and he's already killed her mother. And there's also a theory that it's like fish, And basically it's just like cannibalism. Bob's Burger has also been accused for cannibalism.
There's a rumor you make your burgers with human remains from the crematorium next door.
Whether it be a rumor and a joke, obviously started by Louise, we do know that for a fair amount of time, Bob also did end up using horse meat. So you know what? As far as controversies go, both of them are not left unscathed. Just as a side note, Bob entered into a competition at one point with his competitor, with two competitors. One was Jimmy Pesto and one was this guy called Skip Marooj, who is Pakistani, and you know, gotta represent because I'm also Pakistani. So, out of loyalty. But he didn't end up winning that. He did really well and he got a lot of customers to his restaurant, but he did end up actually winning that competition. So there is part of me thinking that that's a clear-cut example where, you know, it's a burger making competition and he wasn't able to make the best burger. If anyone's interested in what that burger is, I've actually found it in the book. It's called the Better All on Black Garlic Burger, and I'm just gonna put the text up of what you actually need to make that burger. It looks really nice, honestly, and he could have won. It was noted to have exquisite mouthfeel.
The meat is seasoned perfectly, and this black garlic is, oh no!
This has exquisite mouthfeel.
Normally I try to end my videos by saying, can we learn anything from this? Well, not really. I don't really think there's many takeaways from a video like this, aside from the fact that it's just fun to talk about and it's just fun to think about. Maybe an argument where SpongeBob is just a better, he's a better fry cook, but he's going off one recipe, which isn't necessarily his own recipe, compared to Bob, and every recipe is Bob's recipe. It's innate inside of him to make burgers. It's his whole life revolves around burgers. And something about that really does bring something else to the table as well. Maybe that's why Bob sort of inches his way in there a bit more for me, where, you know, he's putting a bit more heart and soul into it. Whereas if you eat too many Krabby Patties, I think they go straight to your thighs and then you explode.
No, worse! It'll go right to your thighs!
My thighs?
And then you blow up.
At the end of the day, the Krabby Patty has some magical essence in it that drives people crazy and you really want to eat it. And Bob makes comfort food. Bob makes dinner. My final verdict is that the Krabby Patty is the burger you wish you could try, and Bob's Burgers is the burger realistically that you can probably try tomorrow. I should probably make something from this book that I have. I will make something from this book that I have at some point, and then I'll try it. And if you're feeling hungry after this, I just want to remind you of this incident.